Years ago, I was sitting with a group of students, all studying to be pastors, when the topic of Sabbath arose. "Someday we'll have time for Sabbath," a colleague said, "but not now while we're in school. We're just too busy to take time for Sabbath." I'm Amy Pagliarella, one of the pastors here at Fourth Presbyterian Church, and I want to welcome you back to this conversation around Sabbath. I opened with this story not to throw shade on my friend, but because her reaction is such a common one. None of us believe we have time for Sabbath, but the busier we are, the more we crave and need the restoration that Sabbath offers. So we could read books about the Sabbath or listen to the experts, but there's no substitute for experiencing a taste of Sabbath rest. A few years ago, I volunteered as a confirmation class leader here at the church. And on the Saturday morning after an overnight retreat, we had a special guest, Julian Reed Davis, a Christian jazz musician who brought us something he called notes of rest. So we gathered with the kids in the chapel, and Julian spoke with them about rest as God's gift to them. Then he played the piano. Oh my word. I wish you could have been there. He played so melodically and spontaneously, just channeling whatever energy was in the room and tapping into the spirit of those kids. It was delicious. He invited them to simply be. They didn't take notes or do work. They were just invited to experience the music as God's gift of rest, just for them. And after Julian played, he invited us to imagine. First, to imagine where and how we might need rest in our own lives. And because Julian gave us a taste of Sabbath delight, these busy 14-year-olds got it. They nodded and they talked. And this ordinarily reticent group of teenagers described the stress of school and high school placement tests, busy sports schedules, as they opened up to us and one another. And then Julian invited them to imagine who they knew who could also use God's gift of rest. And here's where the kids really got it. First, one of the boys spoke up. "Well, my mom could use some rest. She comes home from work and she's really tired. She needs to start dinner. I could help her get dinner on the table. Parents, can I get an amen?" And then my son chimed in and he said, "My brother could use some rest. He's in high school and the workload is tough. He has a lot more homework than I do. If I do the dishes or the laundry, even when it's his turn, he would have more time to study." Now, my son is a great kid, and he and his brother are good friends, but I've never heard him speak with such compassion for his older brother, and I don't ordinarily see him demonstrate so much wisdom. The experience of Sabbath just tapped into some space deep inside, and it opened his heart in a way that just doesn't happen in the day-to-day. Sabbath is the gift that keeps on giving like that. Not because taking a rest makes us so much more productive at work or with our families, but because Sabbath rest makes us more whole, more human. And so in Psalm 46, God tells us, "Be still and know that I am God." And in that stillness, we're able to tap into God and into the God-given wisdom within us. Don't we all need more of this? Podcaster Kelly Corrigan recently interviewed NPR's Krista Tippett about all the changes going on in the world and what these changes might mean for the world's major religions. Underlying her question was this thought: do we still need these ancient, imperfect religions? Could they all just be replaced by something new and improved? Krista listened thoughtfully, and then she spoke confidently. She said, "I don't think that means that the depth of these traditions are going to go away. And she described the gifts that the Judeo-Christian tradition has to offer, specifically focusing on our need for quiet, calm, and peace. She said, I don't think that this impulse to have an inner life and the desire to do that in community as well, I don't think that dies. I see people rediscovering ancient traditions. I think that the next generation is finding their way back to Shabbat or to spiritual retreats. This is not something that most of these people grew up with. There's this desire and this need for people to get quiet. You have this ancient tradition that's exactly what people need. And so, friends, if you don't already have a Sabbath practice, I invite you to try one on this week. It could be Sunday afternoon or Saturday morning. Maybe your workplace offers a summer schedule and you can give yourself Friday afternoons. Take that time to unplug. Visit the lakefront, your couch, or an Adirondack chair out back. Bring with you only what you find life-giving, whether that's queuing up a music playlist, petting the cat, or journaling. And notice what you find life-giving about that time, and simply delight in it and in God. Each week, I also invite you to take this brief time with rhythm and word as your Sabbath, and I hope you will. And if you're eager for more Sabbath time, know that it is yours to enjoy.
Escapade.